Hello, this is waspbloke and welcome back to the FTB05 server. I have worms. Yes. Oh, I have lots of worms and signs. Waps, do you know what time it is, Alex? It's night time. Do you know what time it is? What's that got to do with worms? I'm assuming he's responsible for the worms. And it looks like your worm pit is leaking. Oh no! Right, yes. So, well, it's always something with Alex. He was over a few days ago. He made me this map and put these diamond blocks here as kind of compensation for the fact that he covered my island in dogs and pigs. And he's got a video about that. I did record, but the sound when I watched it back was terrible. It was just a horrible buzzing noise that I'm guessing came from a loose connection on the microphone or something. But it was unusable, the video. But anyway, the whole island was covered in dogs and pigs. And that was a few days ago now. And I took it upon myself to slaughter any dogs and pigs that tried to swim off the island and leave any behind, leave alone any that stayed on the island. And the result of that is over the last few days they all tried to swim away, so they all died, with the exception of this fella here. So his reward for being a good dog was he got a bone. And now he stays. And all the rest of them, all the pigs, all the dogs, all died a horrible fiery death at the end of my sword. And strangely, I don't know why this should be, but they all swam that way. They all left this end of the island and swam off into the ocean over there. They didn't, they didn't go into the sea anywhere else around the island. They all came up this end of the island and went off into the sea that way. I don't know what's over there. I'll have to go and have a look sometime, but I'm guessing there must be something over there that's attracting them. Anyway, now we've got worms. So we've gone from dogs and pigs to worms. Yes. Now, what was the last video? I think the last video was the witch farm. So since then, I've made a hydra head. I didn't put that there. I'm guessing Alex put that there as well. I wonder if it's my hydra head or whether he's brought one of his own hydra heads over. Yeah, there's worms. Yeah, so I've made 9 golem farm. I've got 9 spawners here. I don't really know that 9 spawners makes any difference at all to the amount of iron that I get out of this thing, but they just drop down there like, oops, idiot. Whoop. And they just drop down like so. Whee! And then the transposers pick up all the items, bring them back to put them into the ender chest that's down there, and then the routers just pile it all into the barrels here. So I've got plenty of iron and plenty of flowers. Don't know what I'm going to do with all those flowers. And I've got worms. Yes, I definitely have worms. So, like I say, Alex has been over here, obviously, and has, oh my goodness, he's covered the place in worms. Oh, joy. I really like these worms, actually. They're kind of cute. I like the way they just sort of wriggle around. But, oops. Silly phone, shut up. Yes, lots of worms and kind of inconveniently placed worms. Right, the blaze farm has changed. I've now gone from the standard sort of long water flow blaze farm to you can't actually see it. Let me just see if I can open it up. Have I got the override on? Oh, fucking. Don't know. That looks safe. I don't want to go in there because it's very dangerous in there. Unless I know it's definitely safe. Okay. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. My apologies. Right. Let's just pop inside. Oh, don't go away. Oh, there's something down there. Right, so the blaze spawner, a 16-ish block drop down there to get them away from the spawner as quickly as possible so that more spawn, and then a transposer floor and high energy particle emitters to kill the blaze. I've now that's all there is to that really. It's not very complicated. Let's just retrieve my items. Yep, okay, throw that away, put that there. Glass, thank you very much. Oh god, what a mess. Let's dump that. I'll just do this. Piece of glass, piece of glass. So yeah, that's all there is to that. That's fairly straightforward. But the blaze farm is now controlled, if I just flip that switch again, by the state of this ender chest. So this gate, if the inventory is full, it will turn the redstone signal on, which will switch the blaze farm off because it will activate this transmitter here. And the blaze spawner is controlled by a corresponding receiver, as well as the high energy particle emitters. They're also on the same receiver frequency. So the whole thing is switch on and offable. This timer is toggleable as well, because it needed to be, for reasons that I shall possibly go into. But yes, if we take some of, oh, there we go, get that out of there. There's creatures dying down there. But you couldn't see it very clearly there, but if I take a stack of those out, the signal is now off and the blaze are spawning and dying down at the bottom until this ender chest becomes full again. If you just watch there, you'll see the signal changes because the chest is now considered to be full, and that switches the spawner and the high energy particle emitters off and kills the blaze farm. Right, let me just get rid of some of this crap so I can continue with this tour. Crap. Go away, all of you rubbish things. Torches, don't want those. Yep, right, anyway, that'll do. I've got space in my pockets now anyway. So, anyway, the blaze rods end up in the ender chest, and then this timer pulses the filter here, which I've put a blaze rod in there so it doesn't pick up any items like what I've just dropped in there, stone and glass and whatnot. The filter sends them through to the routers. The routers then a network of generators with furnaces just to bridge these gaps here, and all these generators receive blaze rods from this router network here, and the generators then send their power via glass cable to the MFSU here, which then distributes the power to all the machines in this room that need power. Hello. Right. So, what was that message? Something about the time? I don't know. Do you know what time it is? Oh, right. I guess that's what it referred to. So, yes, I do know what time it is. It's 9:53. No, what? Really? No, that's not right. 10. What's that supposed to mean? What's going on here? Is this seconds? Oh, right, I don't know what that means. That's just weird. Oh. Ooh, look at that. How odd. Yeah. Right, thanks for that, Alex. A massive clock in my workshop. Right, anyway, these machines here are the kind of machines that you can warm up. You can switch them on and they'll warm up and then sit there and idle. Now, I'm having a problem with this. These machines, when they're idling, draw a tiny amount of power out of the MFSU every couple of seconds, like, you know, about 3 or 4 EUs, and then because of that, the MFSU all the generators kick in and resupply the MFSU with the bit of power that it's lost, and in doing so, they'll burn a blaze rod to make up for the little bit of power that they lose, topping up the MFSU. So whole blaze rods almost are being wasted by each generator, and the net result of that is that if I leave those machines on idle, all of these generators will consume their entire supply of blaze rods, including what's in the chest here, and then what will happen is that there'll just be a few blaze rods trickling through from the blaze farm, and it will just keep these first few, just be enough just to keep these first few furnaces ticking over at the rate that the idling machines require. And it's massively wasteful. You know, within about an hour, all these machines will just run themselves down to nothing. And it's not good enough. It's just not good enough. So I've been trying to come up with solutions to this, and one of them was changing the design of the blaze farm so it's more efficient, which I hope it is. And I'm going to make more of these blaze farms. I've got 3 more soul shards with blaze, tier 5 blaze, so I can make another 3 farms. So, but I mean, that doesn't solve the basic problem. Just oversupplying blaze rods to this setup doesn't really solve the problem that we're having, which is that those idling machines are just eating blaze rods. So I've got another idea about how to solve this, and I shall take you over to my test world in order to show you what that is. So, single player, there we go. Loading world, building terrain. Right, here we are, and this is my absolutely absurd solution to a ridiculous problem. What we've got here is a load of generators, and all these generators are doing is charging up RE batteries. And the RE batteries get deposited straight into the ender chests, and then the ender chest gets the the RE batteries taken out and charge up these MFEs. This bank of MFEs here are being charged up by the batteries that are going into there, and then it deposits the empty batteries back into the chest, which then get picked back up and put into the furnaces. So it's a cycle of batteries being discharged and recharged. And then I've set up these 6 machines here, and I've overclocked and transform upgraded them to make sure that they're really consuming as much as they can sitting here idling. And the whole setup keeps up with it, and because we're putting the blaze rods that are being burnt are being put into batteries, and that's storing that charge instead of just being burnt off in the generators and going nowhere and not being used, which for the amount of time that I've been watching it, this is the ender chest with the blaze rods in. The blaze rod consumption is much slower than it is on the server with the setup I have there, where I'm just directly powering these machines from, you know, via directly powering the MFEs and the MFSU from the generators. So this is a solution that I think I'm going to implement on the server. It's kind of expensive because, well, I don't really need all these ender chests here. That was just me being excessive. I can do this with pneumatic tubes that just come off of the filters here and then feed directly back into the ender chest there. So this is the one that pulls the empty batteries out, and then these pull the full batteries. As you can see, I've got filter full batteries there and filter empty battery there. So this is pulling empty batteries out, and these are pulling the full batteries out of the generators. This was just a proof of concept setup. Don't need to show you that. So this is kind of wireless really. This is wireless power using the ender chest obviously and batteries. So the place where I'm doing all the power generation can be a long way off from where I'm actually consuming the power. Excuse my voice, it's going a bit croaky. Yep, so that's that, and that's what I think I'm going to implement to get over the problem. Let me just give you a very brief, here's the maths, right? This generator can hold 4,000 EU when it's fully charged up and sitting there primed. The batteries hold 10,000 EU and a blaze rod charge is 6,000 EU. So without the batteries this will fill up to 4,000 and then the other 2,000 EU of this blaze rod will just get burnt doing nothing. It won't go anywhere, it won't be used. And in the case of the idling machines, the little bit of consumption that's needed to top the MFSU back up then causes another blaze rod to be burnt, and most of that blaze rod gets wasted because it's like 2 or 3 EU per machine, so 5,997 EU just goes to waste. That's the problem, and this is my really completely over the top bonkers solution. But it's a lot more efficient. There's still a bit of wastage. There's still occasions when batteries get fully charged, the whole system's fully charged, and a battery will be charged with still blaze rod left to burn. But it's a lot more efficient than the other way I've got it working over there. What's going on? Glitching into the glass cable. So anyway, back to the server. Quit. And no, multiplayer. To feed the beast. And worms. Yes, very good. So at the moment I've got all those machines switched off, but if I switch them all on so that they were all idling, all these generators would suddenly kick into life and start burning blaze rods, and the whole... Hello? Really? I didn't even know you were here. Okay. Okay. Night night. Oh, there he goes. I didn't even... Well, that's because I just turned up, wasn't it? Yes. So where was I? That's completely thrown me. Yeah, so this whole malarkey here, with all these glass fibre cables and whatnot, that's all going to get ripped out, and I'm going to put my slightly nutty solution in instead, which means I've got to build lots and lots of filters. I think I've got plenty of pneumatic tube. It's just the filters really, everything else I've got. So that will be that. Another thing I want to do as well is set up a new blaze farm like the one I've got over there. I'm going to do that down here. There's a load of abandoned mine shafts down here, but I think I've lit most of these up anyway. I found chests and whatnot, and spider spawners and yada yada and all that business. So I'm just going to carve out a 9x9 by 15, well, it needs to be about 20, 9x9 by 20 hole in the ground to put in another blaze farm, and then we'll see how much that adds to the flow of blaze rods that come in here. And that'll all be on the same control as well, on the same transceiver control. Yes. Yeah, so thank you very much for the worms, Alex. Thank you for the dogs, thank you for the pigs. I've got pork chops for days. And thank you for the diamonds, thank you for the map. Oh, and thank you for the clock. I wonder. Let's have a look at that clock. So it's 2200 hours. Is that? That's the game time. Yes. So it should be. Yeah, there's the moon. It's just on its way to midnight. So yeah, okay, right. That clock is a game clock. Very good. Worms everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Doesn't do things by halves, Alex. When he comes to prank you, yeah, he does a proper job of it. It's, I've been totally infested. Right. There's not so many in here. It's a bit disappointing, really. Yes, but oh, the iron golem spawners. Yeah, because I've got the 9 in the iron golem farm there, and then I've got all these spares as well. I think I've given a couple of away already, or haven't I? I'm not sure. Anyway, what this was, the dark tower in the twilight where I found the iron golem spawners. There was a glitch when I was bringing them back with the portal gun. When I came through here, they'd just fire off into the ocean, way off in the distance. I went and found them and installed them into the golem farm, and then went back for another one and found the one that I'd previously taken was still there. So I came back and the same thing happened again, and I kept doing that and kept bringing the same one back again until I've got, like, you know, nearly 20 iron golem spawners. So a bit of a glitch there, but you know, take advantage of glitches when you can. Yes. Oh, and a couple of blaze got loose and destroyed my little rubber plantation here. And yeah, I don't think there's much else to show around here. So I've set up a bunch of machines. This is all an untidy mess. I'm going to make this workshop look a lot tidier, but I was just sort of laying them out and just getting it all straight in my head where everything wanted to be and what needed to be connected to what. A couple of whatever these are, things, blast furnaces, and whatever that is, an alloy furnace, and this thing here, which is an industrial grinder. So lots of machines I have very little clue about what they are or what they do, but they've come in useful at times over the last few days. But yeah, my current sort of project really is this whole business here with the power generation. I don't like that anyway. I think it looks a bit nasty. So I'm going to have my ridiculous solution instead with the batteries. If it turns out it can't keep up, which I think it can. I mean, that what I've been doing on my test world, you know, I've slapped a load of MFSUs onto the system so that they're really drawing down lots of power, and it seems to be able to keep up, yeah, even with a lot of power drain. So I think it's good. Yeah, I shall end this. This is just a short show you what's been going on episode. I suppose show you what Alex has been doing as well, really, not just me but Alex. And we'll come back next time with a bit more going on with my project downstairs with the generators, because that's the kind of thing that I'm doing at the moment. Okay, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.